Right then, lads and lasses, how we doing, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. In today's daily news video, we have an injury update ahead of our match at Goodison Park tomorrow. We also have injury news on when Callum Wilson and Alexander Isak will return from their respective injuries. Spoiler alert, Alexander Isak will miss tomorrow's game against Everton. On that topic though, it's been confirmed that Anthony Gordon will not only start tomorrow against Everton, but will start as a striker. As we all know, the Evertonians don't like Anthony Gordon. And on that topic, as we know last season, Anthony Gordon did not put out the performance of Anthony Gordon standards at Goodison Park last season. So should Gordon start tomorrow? Without further ado, we'll get through everything, starting off with the injury news. Without further ado, let's get into it. For the first time in a very, very long time, Newcastle United can expect Alexander Isak and Callum Wilson back at the same time. Find out when in just a second. But if you do enjoy the video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you are new for all Newcastle United content. It takes 2 seconds, it's free, and it really does benefit the channel. Thank you very much, and we will be doing a live watch along for the Everton match tomorrow. I'll see you all then. But this is what Eddie Howe has said in his press conference this morning. Eddie Howe had confirmed that Alexander Isak will miss our game against Everton tomorrow. The 25-year-old will, however, return after the international break ahead of our match against Brighton and Hove Albion. In other striker news, Callum Wilson will also return against Brighton, and this is the first time for several months that both strikers have been available for Newcastle United at the same time. And regularly, when both strikers are available for Newcastle, it absolutely rains goals. Having both strikers available kind of reminds me of the 2022-23 season. Also, that opening game of last season when we played Aston Villa, I believe both strikers scored. Yes, they did. Callum Wilson came on as a sub and scored. Alexander Isak scored a lovely little goal past Emi Martinez. Fingers crossed we can have more of that this season. The Englishman has been out on the sidelines for months and months on end, suffering a back injury in training. But on the hot topic of strikers, it's been reported by Craig Hope in his Mail Sport Plus section that Anthony Gordon will not only start against Everton tomorrow, yes, his former club, but he will start as a striker. There is obviously, judging by that, no room for 21-year-old William Asula, and he will have his place on the bench at Goodison Park tomorrow. Eddie Howe said that he doesn't believe William Asula is yet of Premier League level. I believe that's a fair judgment. However, there's only one way to see if William Asula is Premier League level, and that's giving him more minutes in the Premier League. As it stands right now, we've only seen a 5-10 minute cameo substitute appearance at Craven Cottage. It's not really fair to judge him off that. Yes, he played against Wimbledon and didn't have the best game. However, he was really starved of service, and I actually was quite impressed by Asula. His movement was great. On the ball, he looked quite physical for what can be considered as such a young lad, and he made one little move which I was really impressed with, although it didn't go in the back of the net. It was a nice little half turn and unfortunately hit the side netting. Also, with Gordon nailed on to start as a striker, this pretty much nails on that Harvey Barnes will start as a left winger, and we can take a pretty well educated guess that Jacob Murphy will start at right wing, the same front three that started against Manchester City, and in my opinion didn't do too bad, did they? Of course, Miguel Almiron could also be selected in this game, but I have high hopes that Eddie Howe will not select Miggy. In my opinion, Jacob Murphy is the superior right winger as it stands right now. He's much more consistent, his passing and end product is a lot more productive than Miggy Almiron at the minute. Yes, we'll say the same thing. I love Miggy, he smiles, he works hard for the team, but he's so inconsistent. He's finishing, his end product, he's decision making, it's so erratic. It's kind of like he's full of energy and just kind of wants to run about instead of putting the ball back in the net. Don't get it twisted, we do love Miggy. Back on to Anthony Gordon though, because there is a big hot topic to be had on starting at Goodison Park. Like I said at the start of the video, you may know last season when Anthony Gordon started against Everton, he did not put out a great performance at all. He was shooting from places he wouldn't regularly shoot, and of course they were going nowhere near the net. They weren't even on target. It was a very unparticular-like performance of what Anthony Gordon would normally put out. So, is it actually a smart idea to start Anthony Gordon against his former side tomorrow? Is it going to be too much to mentally cope with for the 23-year-old? My thoughts: absolutely not. If there's one player in the Newcastle United squad you could bank your money on coping with something mentally, it is Anthony Gordon. The way he showcases himself as a model professional and also openly speaks about meditating before the game, kind of visualising what's going to go on, I believe and I have full hope that Anthony Gordon will overcome that former club sort of trauma in his head tomorrow and will put out a performance of regular standard being very good standard. But there we have it, lads and lasses. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to get down below and hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe if you are new, yet again, for all Newcastle United content. And by the way, I am very, very close to starting up an FC 25 career mode on the YouTube channel. Trust me, it's cost me a lot of money. So when that comes, bearing in mind it'll be my first ever time doing any sort of gameplay on a YouTube channel, so you might have to bear with me, but we've got an FC 25 career mode upcoming and also an FC 25 Road to Glory with Sandro Tonali. I'm not leaking anything more than that, but that will be probably at the end of the month because I have had to order a brand new Xbox. Yes, it's costing me a lot of money. So without further ado, I've been Geordie Josh. See you all tomorrow at 5:15 for a live watch along. I was kind of debating what time it was going to kick off there. Without further ado, I've been Geordie Josh. Go and enjoy your day, people.